Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing well. In this video we're gonna talk about the past simple tense. First, let's see these examples. She watched a film yesterday. We went shopping last week. And I read an interesting book 2 weeks ago. All these examples are in the past simple tense. They consist of subject, verb in the past, and complement. This tense is used to talk about things that started and finished at a certain point in the past. It means that the action started and finished completely in the past and has no result now. This is concerning the use. Concerning the form of the sentence. The sentence consists of what? Subject, verb in the past, and complement. When we say verb in the past, it means either verb with ed or irregular verb. Now, let's talk about negative sentences in the past simple tense. She watched a film yesterday becomes she didn't watch a film yesterday. We went shopping last week becomes we didn't go shopping last week. I didn't read an interesting book 2 weeks ago. Read here, the verb is pronounced as read. Why? Because it is in the base form. If we say I read an interesting book, it means that the verb in the past. So there is a difference in the pronunciation. Now, the form of negative sentences is subject, didn't, verb, which should be base, infinitive verb, and complement. If we have interrogative sentences, it means questions. Did she watch a film yesterday? Did you go shopping last week? And did you read an interesting book 2 weeks ago? Now, to change the sentence from affirmative into interrogative, we put did before the sentence and change the verb into the infinitive form. Here is the rule of making interrogative sentences. Did, subject, verb, which should be what? In the base form, and complement. Past simple tense could be formed with verb to be in affirmative, negative, and questions. For example, she was a good friend. We were at home. Look at these two examples. Was and were are the only verbs in the sentences. We don't have any other verb in the sentences. So, was and were are considered as main verbs when we have past simple tense. In negative, we only put not after was and were. Becomes she was not a good friend, we were not at home. In questions, we only put was or were before the subject. Was she a good friend? Were you at home? Now we know that was is used when we have what? I, he, she, or it, or singular noun. Were is used when we have they, we, or you, or plural noun. Another tense, we have the past continuous tense. Look at these examples. I was shopping yesterday at 5. He was laughing when he saw the baby. They were studying. All these examples consist of subject, verb to be, which is either was or were, and verb with ing. So the past continuous tense is used for actions that happened at a period of time in the past. So the focus here is on the period, not on a point of time. So in this tense, the action happens at a period of time, not at a point of time. This is the difference between past simple and past continuous tenses. Look at this timeline. This point represents now, the present. And this, for example, 5 and 6 yesterday. The period between 5 and 6 can be expressed by past continuous. For example, I ask someone, "What were you doing at 5?" He said, "I was reading." This is the past continuous. So the form of the past continuous tense: subject, verb, and complement. The verb should be was or were and plus verb with ing. Like in these examples. In the negative form, as you see, we only put not after was or were. And in questions, we only put was or were before the subject. Now, this exercise is to practice the rules that we have talked about. Making negative in the past simple tense. Correct the sentences. Shakespeare wrote stories. Shakespeare didn't write stories. He wrote plays. Christopher Columbus discovered India. So this sentence is wrong. To change it, we should what? We should negate the sentence. We should say Christopher Columbus didn't discover India. He discovered America. We used didn't and make the verb in the base form. Beethoven came from France. Beethoven didn't come from France. He came from Germany. Leonardo da Vinci lived in Mexico. Leonardo da Vinci didn't live in Mexico. He lived in Italy. Americans landed on the moon in the 19th century. The Americans didn't land on the moon in the 19th century. They landed on the moon in the 20th century. Kulthum came from Australia. Kulthum didn't come from Australia. She came from Egypt. This exercise to practice making questions. Look at this example. I went to the States in 90. Here the time is missing. So we're gonna ask about the time. We use a question word that asks about the time, which is when. When did you go to the States? Okay? I went to for my last holiday. Here the place is missing. So we use where, a question word that asks about the place. And the sentence becomes, where did you go for your last holiday? We stayed in. Also, here we have the place. Where did you stay? We stayed there for weeks. Here the missed word is the period. So we use how long, which asks about the period of time. The sentence becomes, how long did you stay there? We had weather, and we have a question which starts with auxiliary. So it is yes, no question. Did you have good weather? We traveled round by here the transportation's missing, so we use how. How did you travel round? We had food. We say, did you have good food? We're gonna practice making sentences in the past continuous. Look at this example. Jenny talked to Mick becomes Jenny was talking to Mick. So we have to put was or were according to the subject, and we add ing to the verb. Annie and Pete dance becomes Annie and Pete were dancing. Why were? Because we have two. Sarah and Bill sit on the sofa. Sarah and Bill were sitting on the sofa. Katy chose a CD. Katy was choosing a CD. Max drank orange juice. Max was drinking orange juice. Beth and Dave eat crisp. Beth and Dave were eating crisp. Justin showed Lucinda a photograph. Justin was showing Lucinda a photograph. Harry smoked a cigar. Harry was smoking a cigar. James tell a joke. James was telling a joke. Past simple or continuous. Here, when we have the two sentences in the same time, we have to use a conjunction like while and when. For example, while I was writing on the computer, it crashed. Or we can say, the computer crashed while I was writing on it. Another example, I was writing on the computer when it crashed. When the computer crashed, I was writing on it. So normally, while is followed by past continuous and when is followed by past simple. Past simple or continuous. I met a friend while I was doing the shopping. Here the action with a period of time should be in the past continuous, and the action which doesn't take a period of time or doesn't focus on the period of time should be in the past simple. I was paying for my things when I heard someone call my name. I turned around and saw Paula. Here both verbs are in the past simple tense because they don't take long time to happen. While we were having lunch, a waiter dropped a pile of plates. We all got a terrible shock. A shock doesn't take time, a long time to happen. We put the verb in the past simple. While the waiter was picking up the broken plates, he cut his finger. At the end of the video, I hope that the lecture is very easy to you, and make sure to practice. Thank you for watching.